Lead Analytics. It is all about data science and Python. I am Ashwin and I am the trainer for this project, and welcome to BISP trainings. So today's webinar is going to be useful for those who wants to learn data science, those who wants to change the field, and those who wants to come in IT field. Actually, data science and Python is a different field, not just like the traditional programming field. The agenda of today's session is data science and project implementation. So this is an introductory session to data science, and we are offering you a project based training. I will show you the training complete training session also from beginning to end our plan, and this project is developed after analyzing the real problem that we have faced in the market. So guys, please stay till end and watch this webinar till end. Now these are the points that we are going to cover. First of all, what is data science and why data science is better? I will show you step by step, and I will show you the difference between the data science and traditional programming. After that, I will take you to our live project, that is Lead Analytics, and then how we used the data science concept in our project. And then I will show you the course curriculum. Now let's start. Now see here, difference between the data science and programming. First of all, let me clear what is the difference. First of all, it requires less time to learn data science, whereas programming field requires more time. Then the data scientist role is more important than a programmer. The code developer role is limited up to a code development only. Third is interacts with company manager. Data scientist is not a developer. It shows the way, where should we go, what should be done to increase our sale, or what should be done to increase our profits. So basically it provides the correct way, or it helps to take the decision. Another is no huge experience of programming required. If you want to come in data science, there is no huge experience required. You should know only HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, basic JavaScript. And the starting salary is better than a programmer. Programmer, most of the companies, because there are today a lot of programmer, and programmer work is to just develop a software. But how to increase the profit, how to assess the analysis, assess the performance of the employees, all these things comes out of data science. So that is why data science is different and it is more important. Now every company is having its own data, and it gathers the data from different sources. So there are different types of data also. When we work in data science, we don't get a same type of data. We get different type of data from different sources. Number one is relational data. Now what is relational data? Relational data means the data that comes from the table of the database. Definitely one table or more tables, they are having their relations, foreign key and primary key, all that. So that is called the relational data. Another is text data. When we web scrape the data from HTML, so that data is called the web scrape data, text data. Third is semi-structured data. Now semi-structured data means, suppose XML file. Take an example of XML file. When we web scrap the data from different websites, many times we take the data from XML file also. So that is called the semi-structured data. Fourth is social networking data. Take an example of like Facebook or Twitter. Now the data of the users, that data is called the social networking data. And streaming data means each time, every second, thousands of posts are posted. So that data is called the streaming data. So different techniques are used to work on these data. And data science provides you all the necessary libraries. What we do, we use different libraries to perform different tasks on these type of data. Now what is data science? Now data science means converting meaningless data to meaningful data or actionable data. The data should be provided in such a way that it should make some sense. If you provide Excel sheet, in front of your administrator, it will not be actionable. So you have to provide it in a chart way or any other way. So data science libraries, the data from the database can be read, analyzed, and processed and converted into charts. There are certain libraries that we use, and data science is used to make future decisions also, to analyze our past and predict the future, that what should be done next to increase the profitability of the company. Suppose if a company is facing loss for the last 2 years, now how do we know where is the loophole? So with the help of data science, all the data from the last 4 years are kept into the database table, and then from there it is extracted, and with the help of some libraries in data science, we analyze the data. These are some libraries. Now let's see, these are some libraries, and there are also many more libraries, but mostly these libraries are used. First is the pandas. So what panda does, suppose we are having data, we receive data from different sources in the form of Excel sheet. Then we push all the data into the database, because keeping the data in Excel sheet, if somebody deletes that data or it is deleted by mistake, so that is why it is better to put the data into the database table. Then with the help of pandas, we first extract the data from the table and then convert it into the data frame. Why data frame? Because data frame is a format that pandas understand. For example, after running an SQL query, we extract all the data in the form of object. Pandas never work on these object. First of all, we have to convert it into the data frame. Data frame structure is also same as CSV or Excel sheet. Now, after extracting the data, what we do, we remove all the unnecessary rows, unnecessary data. For example, some rows might be having blank data, blank cells. So we have to, this is called cleaning. Massaging, second part is massaging. Now what is massaging? For example, imagine that I have given you an Excel sheet, and inside that only date column is given. Now you have to extract month name, month number, quarter number. For example, if you see here, let me show you an example. Just a second. Here, if look at this. Now if you see year 2015, year 2016, now here you will see year. Let me show you one more thing. Year to date. Yes. Or we can see here also, just yes. Yes, January, February, March, April, May. Now where does this data comes from? With the help of massaging, we have to extract the month name, the month number, the year number, all these things we have to extract. That is called the massaging. Because on the chart you have to show the data according to the administrator choice. So this is called pandas library, and this in this way. Now NumPy library. What NumPy library does, it performs mathematical calculation. For example, if the administrator want to see what is the sales status within the last 4 quarters or last 4 weeks, so who will calculate this? NumPy will calculate all this data. It There is a facility of pivot. There is a facility of pivoting the data and then showing the cumulative data, that this is the status, like this. If you see this chart is understandable and it is actionable. The administrator can take action on this chart. Fourth is Chart.js. Chart.js is a library written in JS, JavaScript, and it is supported by Python. There are many more libraries. Let me show you here. Fusion chart. This chart you see, it's three-dimensional charts. It is a fusion chart. Fusion chart. Fusion bar chart. Yes, here. Fusion chart is also a library that provides you to show the data into the pictorial form, or we can say chart format. Look at this. These are the, so you have to provide the data in Fusion chart in the form of parameters. So we have done here, taking the data, pushing it into the database table, then extracting, cleaning, massaging, and then processing, and then showing it into the chart format. Jupyter Notebook is also a library that provides you to run and test your commands before applying it in a live project. Web scraping, for this, it's a library for web scraping the data, web pages. There is a library named Beautiful Soup. I will show you a live example. Also, I will show you how to scrap the data from a web page. NLTK, Natural Language Processing. NLTK means, suppose we are having 400 PDF files. Now you have to, each time if you want to search any data, you have to read all the files. Instead of reading all these files, you can extract the data from those PDF files and store it into the database. Now, after just applying SQL command, you can extract the data whatever you want. So that is a little bit less time consuming. So in this way, we use these type of libraries in Python. Now let me show you the importance of data scientist. Data scientists are in more demand nowadays because every company developing a website or an application is good, but showing the administrator that what should be done to increase the profit, that role is most important. So data scientists are demanded more nowadays. So it is a very hot job in this decade. Now, why and where data science is used? To analyze historical data. The main purpose of a data scientist is to analyze the last year data or historical data. Second, take future decisions. Once you analyze the historical data and once you come to know that where we have committed a mistake, then it will be easy for the administrator to take the future decisions. Increase productivity. What type of errors are done during the production, we can rectify that also. And in this way, we can increase the productivity. And once the productivity is increased, sales will be increased. And in this way, we can assess the performance of employee. Every employee performance we can assess. Now, where it is used? It is used in almost every sector. IT sector, corporate sector, construction sector. Construction sector, I will just let me give you an example. Whenever a mall is to be built in a city, so the data is analyzed first, that how many colleges are there in the city, who will be going to buy the product of those mall, what is the how many college types of banks are there. So all this data, how many educated people are there in that particular city. So all this data is analyzed, and after that, construction sector use take its next step. So this is why, that is why government sector, almost every sector is using data scientists. Now, importance of data science. See, data science is the backbone of business analytics. Data science helps the management to find the root cause of any failure. Otherwise, without data science, it is difficult to find the root cause. It is also used to detect the fraud in the company. So, to keep everything clean and transparent, data science plays an important role in the company. Now, the question is, what can be done with data science? Number one, empowering the management and officers to make better decisions. With the help of data science, an unexperienced administrator or manager can take high level or big decisions for the company. Second, directing action based trends. After analyzing the trends, the action and decisions can be changed frequently. With data science provides you the facility to change your decisions frequently. Otherwise, without this data science, if once the decision is taken, it is taken. Third, challenging the staff to adopt the best practice. The staff of any company should be productive. They prepare the staff for success with the demonstration of the effective use of the system to extract insights and drive action. Once the staff understand the product capabilities, their focus can shift to addressing key business challenges. Third is identifying opportunities. Data science also helps you to identify the opportunities. This task is based on data analysis. Once the data is clearly analyzed, then the data scientist can easily see where the new opportunities are. Their job requires them to continuously and constantly improve the value that is derived from the organization's data. And finally, identifying and refining the target audience. Data science also helps you to identify the target audience. After analysis of data, for example, after the analysis of sales, you can easily identify that which product is in more demand. So in the on the basis of that, you can identify your target audience. Now the stages of data science. So far we have learned what is data science and all these. Now the stages, first of all, collecting data, pre-processing. Second is pre-processing means what? Pre-processing means removing unnecessary data and then massaging. That means deriving the data from the given data. We massage the data, we pre-process the data. After that, we analyze the data. For example, the administrator wants to see the sales from January till yesterday. That means you must be having the last date and the first date. So we extract the last date and first date, or the administrator wants to see the sales between the last 90 days. So definitely the two dates we have to identify, and then we analyze the data. We extract only that much data, and then deriving the insights and generating report. Deriving insights means what? Deriving insights means pattern. The pattern we have to derive and then generate the reports. Now, how to generate the reports? With the help of JavaScript library, that is the chart.js, or you can say Fusion charts. We pass the data into the in the form of parameters. Now the parameters are something like this. Let me show you. In the form of list, like this: January, January, another is February, like this. The data is sent into the form of, these are the square brackets. In the form of parameters, I will show you a simple example also, and then take the decisions. Taking the decision, that is up to administrator. Now these are the data preparation process. First of all, raw data is converted into structured data with the help of these two libraries. Second, data processing, exploration, and then insight. Pandas, NumPy, and Python. Most of the part is done by Pandas and NumPy itself. The in some special cases like web scraping, you need to add the beautiful soup. After that, chart or fusion chart. The fusion chart. Now see, these are some charts. This is a donut chart. This total donut chart, if you want to show the data into percent wise comparison. Now this is a donut chart, this is a pie chart, and this is a stacked chart. Three different data shown in one bar. That is the stacked chart. Now see, this January, February, March. This we derive with the help of pandas, and that is called the massaging process. This is a funnel chart also. So there are mostly these charts are used. Now look at this. I was talking about this square bracket label. Now if you see here, label means this x-axis data. Label means this list, and this square bracket means list, because the pandas and all these libraries, they understand the language of list. Now here is the simple structure of chart.js. Of chart.js, and the fusion chart is also the same. Now look at this. This is the data set. Now data set means 65 for 59. This is all about decoration. With the help of this, we decorate the chart, and this is the data. The data that we pass here. Look at this. This is like this is the data that we pass here, and in one data set there are so many data sets. In one data sets there are so many data. This is data outside. Data set 1 comma data set 2, same thing will be repeated if we have to show the data between two commodities. So in this way, data sets will be increased, and after that, option chart.js canvas. In chart.js canvas is used. Now let me show you a difference. There is a slight difference between the chart.js and the canvas here. Here div is used. Look at this. Here div is used. And whereas in chart.js, both libraries are used for showing the data into picture form or chart.js. Now look at this. If I show you, like take an example of this vertical bar, control U, where is it? Just a second. You see here, canvas. Only this is the basic difference. Otherwise, the procedure is almost the same. There is no difference between the very few difference is there. Fusion chart provides you the facility of three-dimensional. This is three-dimensional. In chart.js, only two-dimensional data is shown. That's the difference between chart.js and Fusion chart. Now let's come to our main application, that is lead analytics, that we are going to provide you. And this application you will build from the scratch. And we will guide you how to initiate a project, how to add the libraries, how to find the libraries on the internet. Everything we will guide you. And after completing this project based training, that means at the end of the training, you will be having your own self developed project in your hand, so that you can show anywhere that you have worked on data science. Now let me give you a brief introduction about lead analytics. Leads or enquiries analysis is a big marketing strategy in every company. Leads might come from any sources. Suppose there is a company of online education. Now whatever the inquiries coming from, let's take an example of lead sources. They might come from email, registration, website, phone, or a phone call. So all these leads, they come from different sources, but how to manage them? So we have developed this solution to manage those leads. What we have done, we have, first of all, we gather and collect all the leads from different sources and push it into the database first. After that, we visualize the leads, from where the leads coming more quantity, like this. I will show you the live application also. These are the features. Upload all the CSV. Either you can insert one by one lead, or you can upload a complete CSV of 1000 leads, or it is up to you. Then clean and massage all the CSV data and save it into the centralized database. Facility of selecting time period. Facility of selecting time period means, let's see once more time the application. Look at this. Year to date, STD, history to date, year to date, quarter to date, and month to date. Now what is STD? History to date means whatever the data the company is having from the beginning, the day one till yesterday. Year to date, if I press here, year to date, look at this. So January, February, that means January 2022, current yesterday. Quarter to date, if I press here quarter to date, then quarter to date means January, February, March is the first quarter, April, May, June is the second quarter. So it will show week wise data. Currently we are in third quarter, September, that means the third quarter. So it is showing the data July, August, September. Look at this, July, August, September. Why July, August, September? Because we have shown here quarter to date. That means only July, August, September data will be shown. So this is how we select the time period. Display data in various types of chart. It is not necessary that one type of chart is always used. Many times, to explain the data in a good way, then we need different types of charts. For example, if you want to show the comparison, Then we have to use pie chart or a donut chart, or we can use combined charts also, line chart also and bar chart also. In rare cases, we use that also. Facility to show the variance. Variance means, suppose the administrator wants to see the data, the comparison between the last year quarter and current year quarter. What was the sale of last year July, August, September, and what is the sale of current year July, August, September? So that is called the variance, whether we are going in right direction. So for this analysis, we use variance chart. Facility of annotation and drill across. Now, what is annotation? Annotation means, suppose administrator is viewing a chart and administrator wants to ask any question. So he can annotate by clicking on that particular bar. If he clicks on that bar, immediately the pop-up will come out. Let me show you this also. What is annotation? Now look at this. If suppose administrator wants to ask to the executive that why only six enquiries are there in quarter 3, he can click on it. Now annotation or drill across. If I press annotation, so here look at this. He can ask, or he can select the executive and he can write down his question. So in this way, this is called the annotation. Annotation means everything is given in this application only. You don't need to go anywhere. So that is called the annotation facility. Drill down data display. Drill down means, suppose I want to see the data of a particular country only or a particular city. In that case, drill down facility is used. And email notification is normally used each time when a question is asked, or email notification is a normal thing used in every application. Now lead sources, we have already discussed it: email, website, phone call, registration. Every company is having some lead sources. Every company is having some lead sources. There is no any company that will say that they are not having any lead source. There must be some lead source. Data preparation, we have already discussed here: raw data to structured data, data processing, exploration, and insights. Now this is the complete flow. From here Excel to pandas and numpy, then okay, then we push the data into the database. Then with the help of these three libraries, we prepare the data. So this is the complete life cycle of data science and this application. Now let's go to the current application. Look at this. First of all, now on the top bar, you will see the complete number of leads, total leads from the beginning. Now here you can see here generic, cumulative, variance. Now what is generic, what is cumulative, what is variance? Cumulative means here you will see the cumulative growth of leads. Another is lead by source. Suppose there are four sources: website registration, inquiries, go to meeting, email, and call. So all these things we have shown here, lead by sources. What is the use of this? I will show you later. This settings, I will show you this also. Top 5 cities. Currently there are top 5 cities from where the leads are coming. Look at this. July Bangalore 41 leads, August Hyderabad 16 leads. So this chart shows the number of leads. Another is top 5 countries. These are top 5 countries. Actually, we have inserted here test data, so only 4 country data is inserted here. Then the leads by countries. Leads by countries, here quarter to date. Now if I press here year to date, look at this. Yes, year to date. That means January, February, March, April. Now we can show the data like this also. If I press any of them, it shows the data. This is funnel chart. Now leads, these are the pipeline. these leads are from negotiation. That means 9% leads are in negotiation, converted 12% leads. So in this way, now there is one more chart, world map chart. With the help of this, if you are receiving the leads from all over the world, so you can use this also. Now see here, variance. Now what is variance? Let me show you. Variance means the difference. Now if you see here, currently we are in September 2020. This green line shows 2019 data. Variance means suppose administrator wants to see the data, the comparison between the last year and this year. So this, in this way, the variance chart can be shown. This is a dual chart, and this is the dual axis chart. If you see here, this is current year lead count, previous year lead count. That means dual axis. On this axis, you will see some other data. Here, you will see some other data. So that is called the dual axis chart to show the comparison between two data. And what is generic? Let me show you what is generic. Generic means, for example, last 90 days. If the administrator wants to see the data of last 90 days, in this way we can show the data. Last 90 days, last 20 days. One more thing I would like to show you, that there is a facility to convert the chart. All chart libraries, they provide you the facility to convert the chart. Right now you are viewing the vertical bar. Now look at this, Pi 3D. Look at this. Same chart can be converted into pie chart, Pi 3D. Now, if you want to see here a line chart, that is also possible. Look at this. So charts provides you the way to show the data into picture form, and whatever the administrator wants to see. Look at this. Again, we convert it into vertical 3D. Look at this. So this is all about charts. And from here, we upload the CSV data. We upload the CSV from here. Now, what is drill down? We have discussed on drill down also. Look at this. This is the drill down. If I want to see country, now I want to see only Indian data, so I can. This is called the drill down. Now, let me show you one more thing, that is web scraping. We have discussed about web scraping also. So what is web scraping? Let's see that. See here, there is a library called Beautiful Soup. Now, Beautiful Soup library is there. It is used to extract the data. Now, let's take this URL complete and copy. I will show you a live example of web scraping the data. Now, if you see, let me put it here. Yes. This is a page of Flipkart, and only watches data is shown here. Armado 421, 474. Now what I have done here, I have imported the data, this library, then pandas SPD. Then after performing some operations, what I have done here, look at this, Armado. Now if I again shift enter, if I press shift enter, you will see the data. Look at this. Daniel Jubilee. Yes, Armado. Now look at this, we will see one by one. First is 421 and second is Armado 474. 421, 474, Foxter and Lois. Foxter and Lois 449, 331, 449, 331. So in this way we have web scraped the data. So this is the library supported by Python, that is Beautiful Soup. So after performing some actions, we can web scrape the data and we can build an application just like Trivago. If you have seen a website or advertisement of trivago.com, what it does, it that website, it extract the data, it web scrape the data. They never go to hotel, what is your 1 day charges or what is your 1 night charges. They just extract the data with the help of this beautiful soup, and then store them, and they update it weekly or monthly, so that you can have the facility to comparison of data. So that is called the facility of beautiful soup. One more facility I want to show you, that is I think here, NLTK. Look at this, NLTK, natural language processing, NLP. This is the Jupyter notebook. It's a library that provides you the facility to work. NLP final, yes, this is correct. Yes, look at this. I have taken a txt file. Inside that, the data of some students are kept. Now, candidate profile. This is NLTK library imported matplotlib to plot the data. Tokenized word, NLTK.word underscore tokenize. It's a property, and what we have done here, we have frequency dist. Frequency dist means from maximum frequency to low frequency. How much time the colon occurs. Look at this, 36 time. Name, the word name comes 6 times. That means 6 data. The 6 student data is inserted here. Another example is here. Look at this, pattern matching. There is a facility of pattern matching in NLTK library. Import NLTK, after that student list.txt. If I want to search the data on the basis of pattern, for example, SBAS, Hyperion, Oracle, Python. Now I will just write it like this, pattern. And slash W means it is just like percentage sign, wildcard, like as we have done in SQL. We use a percentage in SQL for matching the pattern. Same thing is here. Slash W means whatever comes after ESS, it will show all the data. Now Python 4, that means there are 4 candidates having the knowledge of Python. There are having 2 candidates having the knowledge of Oracle. So this is how NLP works. Let me show you the data science Python weekly, weekday planning of data science Python, day wise planning. In the first week, we will learn how to install Python, why it is so popular, how to install PyCharm, XAMPP, PostgreSQL, Python, Jupyter, all these things. Then we will start Python, Pandas, NumPy. We will give you the notes also related to this. After that, working on date format. Working on date format is another important task, because most of the time you have to work on date format. Then how to start a project, how to set up a project, how to initiate the project, importing CSV, how to import the CSV, how to data cleans and massage, filtration process, filtration process of CSV data, data exploration, then charges, introduction, then doubt session is there. After that, web scraping, what I have shown you here, web scraping example. SciPy is a machine learning theory notes we will provide you, and all this scikit and project lead analytics. Dashboard creation, how to create a dashboard. There are different ways to create a dashboard, and we have to provide the user driven dashboard, not like whatever we have given. Now look at this, let me show you the example also, what is user driven. Suppose, just if a user wants to see this data here like this, and if a user wants to see, no, top 5 lead by sources, top 5 countries here. Look at this. Yes, top 5 cities and top 5 countries. User wants to see this. So this is called the user driven dashboard. in previous days, only the dashboard which is static, the user has to see that only. But here we have provided the facility of drag and drop. Whatever you want to see in your choice, you can rearrange the charts also. So this is all about user driven dashboard. So guys, this was all about the data science and Python. Now if you want to ask any question related to this, any queries you are having, you can either ask me or you can put into the message box, chat box. I will reply. Any question, any doubt related to this Python and data science or today's webinar?